Yash. So look, success is automatic with this level of energy preservation. I'm going to give a little example or illustration again. I gave it before in some previous videos, but I'll do it again. Now I might get it out of order, but I'm cool with that, you know. All right, the body makes things, important things, in the following process, in the following manner. When we eat our food or drink what we drink, the body takes that and turns it into stuff so that this body can continue to function. So first thing it makes is blood. That's easy to, plasma. That's easy to make. The body can make that easy. That's why you can go to these, like in LA, I remember when I was trying to get money, I would sell my plasma. You can go and sell your plasma and they'll pay you like $20 or something. So, because it's not a big deal, the body will make it, again, quick. So the body makes plasma, and then it makes blood, and then it'll make the muscles, and then the bones, and then the bone marrow. You see how we're getting more subtle, more complicated stuff? You're not going to go donate your bone marrow. Then the next thing is it makes the nerve force. I'm definitely not going to donate that. And then guess what's the last? The ojas, the subtle essence of the semen. That takes the longest to make. Ayurveda says it takes like 40 drops of blood to make this ojas. So we don't want to waste that. We don't want to masturbate every day because it's like the ojas holds everything else together. Like the ojas is the most important. And then the nerve, you can say, is the second most important, and then it just continues down. So see, if we're losing our main source of energy, you can say, on a daily basis, some people, they lose it 2-3 times a day, we're gonna, we're gonna not be as full on as we would be if we weren't losing that energy. And the full onness will equal success. I'm going to talk a little about that. But when we're younger, it's like the universe knows we're going to mess up because it's created all this stuff anyway, this whole play of duality. And it's like the game is to transcend these things. So when I say God put some kind of so-called negative tendency in us, He did so that we can transcend it. But it's all a game. In the end, it doesn't really matter. The consciousness isn't affected by any of this. But the virtual reality software, that's the game. And so you got to have this play of positive and negative. And it feels good when you transcend something. So aren't you glad you had a problem or a deep issue? Now, I'm talking to those who've already transcended it, because when you're in the middle of it, you don't feel too good about it. But when we're younger, it's like we're given some kind of grace period. It's like we can lose our life force and not suffer as much as, say, when you're, it depends, see, on one's karmic health situation and genetics. But like when you're in your teens, you're not going to suffer as bad as maybe when you're in your 30s. And if you're in your 30s, you're not going to suffer as bad as when you're like in your 50s. And then when you're in your 70s, if you can actually still ejaculate every day via masturbation, you're going to just die. I've said an example before. These older people, because when I was living in Thailand, they're in their 60s, 70s, and they've wasted their energy their whole life so they can't get an erection anymore. But see, it's still in the mind. Just because your equipment doesn't work doesn't mean you transcended it. It's still in the mind. You got to transcend it on a holistic, whole level. So these people would go to Burma and get those pills, Viagra, to force an erection. Now, what's going to happen with that? What's going to happen is the body, you're forcing it via this synthetic drug, so the body's going to take the blood away from the heart, because the body's very intelligent, right? It knows it needs to keep the heart running or you're finished. So it's sending, at that age, you're because of a debaucherous life, unhealthy lifestyle, you've you tore your body all up. So it needs to send like all of its energy and blood to the heart to keep it going. It's like a last resort. So you're taking these pills and you're going to force the body to send the blood that should be going to the heart. You're going to send it into the penis to get erect. So then you can have sex with these little Thai girls because you still got fantasies about it. And then guess what happens? You have a heart attack during sex. That was happening more frequently, and the Thai girls would get scared because the police would blame them. You know, things are weird sometimes in these other countries. So, and they would already be drunk. Everybody's drunk, you know. So what they do is call their friend over. They would help pick the guy up and then throw him over the balcony to make it look like a suicide, you know. So what's the point? It stays in your mind. You got to transcend it on that level. But let's talk about success. See, I always veer off because there's just so much to say on this, on these subjects. So when you're preserving your life force and energy, you're gonna. I mean, it's logical, right? Like, you understand? I mean, it's just you have more energy, and so that's going to translate into you got more energy to go do what you feel you want to do and experience. Your mind is going to be more sharp because more energy. Everything runs on energy, like everything. And you're going to get the downloads of what your destiny is or what you're supposed to do, or at least you'll go pursue the things that are maybe standing in the way of your true destiny. That's also good. You burn that out. Those things that maybe when you're a teenager in your 20s, the type of work or something isn't going to be attractive to you when you're in your 30s or 40s, you know. But it's cool. You go experience that. You go get your job that makes a lot of money because you want money, and you got the energy now to go get the money because you want the car and the girl, and so you want to do all that stuff. And so then you got the energy to do it. Cool. So then when you're later in your 40s or something, or 50s, I don't know, some people never figure it out, but what the real destiny is, at some point, if you continue to preserve your semen, you will, because you're gonna catch yourself when you're doing things that aren't really part of this inner alignment quicker. You can't just stay in something forever. There's some people, they're unhappy chasing money, but yet they can't stop doing it. Because there's no focus, no clarity, because they're not preserving the semen. Also, when you preserve your semen, your whole lifestyle, you're going to get clarity on how to shape your life, what to eat, who to hang out with, all these things. You're going to have a full spectrum, healthy lifestyle package, you see? So then you're going to, let's say you experience these desires, which is fine. I had to too. Like, who cares? When those desires get fulfilled and you realize, you're like, oh yeah, like actually making the money is kind of boring now. Doesn't do nothing. It doesn't matter. You can make $1 million or 10 million. It's like yeah, okay, I got some paper or I got some zeros in my bank account, but like there's still something missing. You see, you got the clarity to discern and introspect because you're preserving your energy. So then those desires aren't rolling around in your mind because you've experienced it. So then the deeper destiny can start to reveal itself, and then you go do that. And maybe you'll just, you'll make enough to get by, but you're happy inside. And you don't have any desires, you don't need any money anyway. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I don't know I buy fruits and vegetables and, you see, I can't think of what else I buy. I go to the sauna once in a while, but it's pretty hot and that can aggravate my nervous system. So I just chill, Sun's coming, you see it? So preserving your energy, this stuff is automatic. And those that have been doing it, you've already tasted that. You know it is. And so this is just an encouragement to keep going. And for those who haven't experienced this yet, but you're on your way and you don't know, you haven't experienced exactly what I'm saying, but there's something in you that knows this to be true, then this is inspiration for you too. And you just keep going. And And your definition of success might change also, like I was kind of alluding to a minute ago. The material success may start to transform into a spiritual success. You want to realize, like, who is this thing? Like, what am I? I look like a human body, but I feel like there's something deeper. What happens when this body dies? I want to know that. So then preserving your energy, you'll have energy to actually do that work, to transform. We need energy for transformation purposes. If there's no energy, we can't, if we're just eating junk all day and watching things that suck our energy and we're losing our semen, how are you going to have any energy to inspire to do anything, So I think the title speaks for itself, but, it's good to elaborate on this and it gives some inspiration. That's why I made it. All right, have a good day.